The Superconductor setup has become one of my favourite endgame bunny builds in recent weeks. Yes, high voltage is the absolute meta, but as with most bunny builds, it's a total glass cannon, whereby anything that doesn't die quick enough, especially in higher difficulty content, we're looking at you invasion dungeons, then you're at the mercy of being squished, ending your farming runs in devastating style. This is where the bunny tank build comes in. It offers you the excellent damage output you've come to expect from bunny, but with the added bonus of dependability no matter the type of content. With maximum HP, high defense and damage resistance from all elemental damage types to mitigate incoming damage from all but the toughest endgame bosses, this video is going to quickly break it all down for you. For starters, ideally you will have wanted to sink in an energy activator to max out your module capacity and also chuck a few crystallization catalysts in the mix if possible. This build is set up on my ultimate bunny, but it can work just as well on the normal one, and that's mainly thanks to this Transcendent mod. Superconductor is more accessible thanks to it being obtained from the Hard Devourer compared to the Hard Pyromaniac which you can get for the high voltage, and it works on normal bunny, not just ultimate bunny, whereby again high voltage is only usable on ultimate bunny. Plus, with this being a Transcendent mod, once you do enhance it you can minimise its cost to a minimum of 6. This one offers a 20% damage reduction for a short duration on dealing electrocution to that enemy. Electrocution is basically the thing that makes the world go round with bunny, and this comes from the frill bomb and the lightning emission, meaning that you're going to be able to have Superconductor active near on indefinitely. Now in terms of the modules and reactors that you need to go through, then we're going to speed through these just like bunny so you can get to farming with this bunny tank build as quick as possible. For your reactor, as with most good and bad bunny builds, then you're going to be wanting to focus on electricity and singular skills to max out your skill power damage. In terms of modules then, there are a few absolute prerequisites that are basically a must have on any bunny build, and these ones are no different here. Focus on electric and focus on singular will allow you to max out your damage output and will also reduce the skill cooldown, plus when combined with nimble fingers this is going to maximise the skill cooldown potential. These two mods combined will give you a damage boost of 77% and 68% respectively with your electric and singular skill damage. Now that's the damage output side sorted, so we want to look at focusing on our defense and making you as tanky as possible with this bunny build. Now in terms of the HP mods that I've got equipped, then this is effectively going to give us a 334% HP increase, and the mods that we have selected are Stim Accelerant, Increased HP, and this is also boosted a little bit by the Outstanding Investment. All of these mods are going to combine to give you a nice, well-rounded, high HP stat which is basically a must-have on any Descendant, and we're looking at around the 3,500 mark, which is definitely a good number, especially if you get some good modifiers on your external components and your reactors. Now defense is one stat that is a little bit overlooked, but there are a few things that are going to make you a lot more tanky in game, especially if you understand where the sweet spot is with the defense stat. Now effectively defense gives you a damage reduction, and with this build setup we're basically getting a 106% increase to our base defense stat, and this one's going to hit us in at around 26,000, which is going to give us around a 50% damage resistance. Now this works on a little bit of a scaler. At lower numbers of defense you're going to be getting 10-20% damage resistance, and as you edge up further you can max this one out at an 80% damage reduction, but that is really not going to be required on a ton of your Descendant builds, and so I think this sweet spot with this bunny tank build, hitting around the 30,000 mark for your defense stat is absolutely worthwhile, and you're going to be able to boost this one up easily with the Agony and Spear and Shield modules. Now damage reduction stacks multiplicatively, not additively, so your other elemental resists will work alongside it, not adding up to a 100% damage resistance and effectively immunity. So you want to look at some of the modifiers that you've got on your external components and get some of your alternate elemental damage resistance where possible, just to build in nicely to this already high 50% damage resistance that we've effectively got with this build straight out of the gate. Now, as for the final mod that you're going to want to use, then you're going to want to basically use your favourite grapple mod, and again, this one maxed out will grant you further module capacity. In terms of the external component set, then the Supernova 4-set bonus is the absolute perfect one on here, and the main reason for that is that it's going to allow you to add some bonus damage with a Thunderbolt single damage burst to targets afflicted with electrocution, and this will apply to all targets on dealing electrical steel damage to that target with a 50% damage chance. Now, the Supernova set is probably one of the favourites on Bunny, and this can again be found from the Intercept battles, from the Executioner on hard. You want to really be looking at getting that full set to get that 4-set bonus, and mix in some of your defense and HP modifier drops where possible if you are farming for this set, as well as, like I said before, some elemental damage resistant types too. The beauty with the Supernova set is that it also has a short cooldown, so it can be applied to multiple enemies consistently, and it just works in really nicely and rounds out the whole build that we've set up with this Superconductor Transcendent mod. There are a few things with this build that you can interchange. Obviously you're going to want to look at adding in your heat resistance or your electrical resistance depending on which activity you're running and where you're going to get the most benefit from that, but obviously the main benefit is from that 20% damage reduction you're going to get from your Superconductor, as well as that high defense and HP stat, and combined this build is just going to set you up for a ton of content, whether that's farming for your amorphous material or whether you're looking at getting your Descendants leveled up or your weapons leveled up. Then this tank bunny build is going to do things for you. I hope you enjoyed this one, just a quick little breakdown. Let me know down in the comments what you think. You know what to do if you've been here before. Hit the like button, subscribe for more, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which you can watch right here.